Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Matt with the Hardcover Comic, and I know that we're all kind of going a little insane right now, being cooped up due to the whole coronavirus thing. And I figured a lot of you guys probably already have either Marvel Unlimited or DC Universe, or you're thinking about signing up for them. So maybe this will help push you over the edge. But I figured I would show you guys some of my favorite comics that are available to be read on either one of those platforms. I have 3 Marvel and 3 DC to show you, so stick around. All right, everybody, we are back, and I'm happy to let you guys know that we are brought to you by Dr. Squatch. That's right, the all-organic soap company. I absolutely love Dr. Squatch. I can't say this enough, you guys. You guys hear me talk about it all the time, but they are truly a great company that are 100% organic, great customer service, really funny advertising, okay? If nothing else, at least go check them out on Facebook and YouTube and check out their advertising and tell me that it's not funny. But anyways, check them out. And if you actually go to the link that we have down in the description below, you will actually get free shipping for the entire life of your subscription. So do it now. It's good stuff. Also, we have our Patreon. So a big shout out to all of our Patreon subscribers. If you would like to become a Patreon subscriber, please go to patreon.com/thehardcovercomic and sign up for as little as $1. We're giving away free books. We're not keeping the money to support ourselves or anything like that. All of this is going straight back into the channel. We're doing giveaways every month. This month, we're actually going to be giving away the Harleen Deluxe Edition. We're really hoping to expand into Omnis, maybe even multiple Omnis every month. That is kind of our goal, but we're going to be doing a lot of giveaways and things, so we want you guys to, be a part of that and score some books for cheap. So please check us out on Patreon if you like what we do and help support the channel. Now, with all of that being said, here are some of my personal favorite reads that I really dig and are available, like I said, on either DC Universe or the Marvel app, the Marvel Unlimited app. Both of them are a subscription-based service. I strongly recommend, especially DC Universe, not just because you get all these crazy amounts of books now, because in the beginning you didn't really have much, but now you have a ton of options. But you also get all the TV shows. You get Harley Quinn, which is coming back on Friday, season 2. I'm so excited for that. But you get their shows like Doom Patrol, which is also going to be season 2. Well, who knows now that probably filming's been delayed, but that's going to be coming eventually. So you got Doom Patrol, you got Swamp Thing. I know it was cut short, but hey, it's still on there. You got all these different movies. It's a really great service. I think it's like $7 a month or something like that, and you get tons of stuff, at least in the US. I don't know where it's all available outside of the US, but I do strongly recommend it. So here are my 3 DC titles that you can check out on DC Universe. The first one is one that I am actually currently reading. It's a book that I've been told, has rave reviews all throughout, and I've been told that, oh, you really need to read this, you really need to read this. And I started maybe halfway through. I think it's like 38 issues, if I remember correctly, right around 38 issues. And that is none other than Denny O'Neil's The Question. Yes, Denny O'Neil's The Question from the late 80s is available on the DC Universe app. Like I said, I'm approximately halfway through it, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a really good read, especially if you like, the sort of detective, gritty feel of stuff. I mean, Vic Sage the dude's awesome. I didn't really know anything about the character other than, Renee Montoya is the Question at one point. Vic Sage was the original Question, and he had some putty thing that went over his face and an adhesive that made his face disappear so nobody knew who it was. Like, that was really all I knew about the character going into it. But once you kind of go into it, you learn a little bit more about his history and you learn all these other things. It's a really fun read, especially, like I said, if you're into that kind of detective stuff, or even if you like detective comics, I would say definitely check it out. It's written by Denny O'Neil, who also had some great runs on Batman. I strongly suggest it. Like I said, I'm only about halfway through, so I don't know everything yet, but it is a really fun read and one that I am really enjoying, and it's been recommended to me by numerous people, so I thought I would go ahead and keep pushing on that recommendation. It's a great book. Number 2 on my list is one that I absolutely love. I actually just finished this run maybe about a month or so ago, and that is none other than James Tynion's Detective Comics. starting with issue 934 and then ending with issue 981. So you have a nice run there on Detective Comics that James Tynion did. Artists kind of varied throughout. He had some really great art with Eddie Barrows at one point that I really loved. Can't remember who else off the top of my head because, like I said, the artists kind of went in and out throughout the series, but it was all written by Tynion. And I really want to do a deeper dive video on just nothing but Detective Comics and James Tynion's run specifically. So I kind of don't want to go too deep into it, but all I gotta say is, oh my god, you guys need to read it. I wasn't a big detective fan going into it, just because what Tynion didn't like. Right now Tomasi's writing it and he's really focusing on Batman, which is what I love, right? It's a really great run. Whereas what Tynion did was he really focused on the Bat family. And he really kind of focused on bringing in these new, well, not necessarily new characters, but bringing in characters and forming more of a team. And Batman is not the main focus. The main focus is more like Clayface, for instance, which is an interesting character to have as part of your Bat family. But it's amazing. It is utterly, utterly amazing. It is probably one of the best runs I've ever read in regards to Batman, who I absolutely love. I have a huge Batman tattoo on my neck. And it's a phenomenal run. It's a really, really, really solid run. And I can't speak enough about it. Like I said, I really want to do a bigger video where I kind of dive in and I discuss each arc and I kind of do all this. But the bottom line is he takes a bunch of characters that I personally could not give a shit less about to begin with prior to reading this, and made them all into characters that I have like deep connections and feelings for. Like towards the end, you're like either rooting for or against people, and you're like, oh no, like it really gets to you and it hits all the feels, and it's a very emotional up and down roller coaster throughout all those issues. And I'm very excited that he's now currently writing Batman because I absolutely love what he did on Detective. So I'm really curious to see what he does with Batman. I think James Tynion is honestly becoming one of my favorite writers. And I think I need to start reading some of his indie stuff too, because just hot damn, the guy's on fire. And then lastly, probably one of my all-time favorite books in the history of comics. And you guys have seen my overviews on my customs of this. You guys have heard me talk about this before. I just went on about this on our last live stream, but it is none other than John Ostrander and Tom Mandrake's The Spectre. That is right. I believe it's 63 or 64. I want to say 63. All issues of The Spectre are on the DC Universe app. So if you have never read it, and it is a book that you can read digitally. I prefer it in physical format, but you definitely can read it digitally. I've done both. I strongly, strongly suggest that you guys check out The Spectre. Amazing artwork throughout, primarily by Tom Mandrake. There's some other artists that when Mandrake kind of goes on a break in here and there, but written by John Ostrander, and it's just an amazing, amazing look at a man that's tormented with a spirit that ends up being tormented, and he's questioning his faith and his religion, as well as having some amazing moments of like just utter punishment of, punishing the wicked and, doing what the Spectre does. And it's insane. It's a really, really, really good book with a lot of deep emotional arcs. And it really kind of, not only is the art gorgeous throughout the entire book, no matter who's drawing it, the art is gorgeous throughout, but Ostrander really takes you on this ride of redemption and self-discovery. Really, it's a really, really, really amazing book, and I can't recommend it enough. Maybe one of these days I'll do another deeper dive into the Spectre where I'll bust out my customs and I'll just really dive deep into the story and stuff and kind of go a little bit deeper. But you can't even pick those up in physical format unless you get all the floppies. They've only done 2 trade paperbacks of this, and I think that only covers like the first 15 issues or something like that, 12 issues. So yeah, I mean, the only way to read this is either in physical floppy format or digitally on DCU. So I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend The Spectre. Trust me, you guys are not going to go wrong with these recommendations. If you have not read these and you're bored and you're like, I don't know what to read, I'm telling you right now, these are the books. So now moving on to the Marvel Unlimited app. We have 3 books that I really, really enjoyed. And I think that you guys are going to enjoy them too. A lot of these probably you guys have already read, but you know what? They're great rereads as well. And some of these are collected in omnibus form. Some of them are collected in oversized hardcover form. But they are all the issues that I'm about to discuss are on the Marvel Unlimited app, which I think runs about $10 a month, like $9.99 or something like that a month. So it's a little bit more expensive. And you don't get as much. You get Marvel comics. You don't get any shows. You don't get, I mean, you have Disney Plus for that, really. But still a good time, though. So they still have quite a large selection, like over 30,000 plus Marvel comics that you can check out. So the first one on my list is Jason Aaron's run on Thor. And that includes God of Thunder, which ran for, I believe it was 25 issues. Followed up by Unworthy Thor, which ran for 5 issues. I want to say maybe 6, but I want to say it's 5 issues. And then followed up with Thor again, where, you know, Lady Jane is Thor. And I know some of you guys are probably thinking like, oh, Jane is Thor, woke, guess, I don't give a fuck. Like, I was one of those people initially, I was like, man, like, I don't care, like, have Lady Jane be something, sure, but like, why be Thor? Like, just quit changing character. Like, that was my initial thought, right? I started reading the book, I got over myself, and I said, don't be a dumbass, just read the book. And I started reading it, and hot damn, it is so good. Jason Aaron did an amazing job on all of those titles. And when you read them all together, it is just an insane epic story. So I do strongly recommend checking out that one. All of those are available on, like I said, the Marvel Unlimited app. You will not regret it. If you've only read some of them, finish it off. I'm telling you right now, Jason Aaron crafted something that's truly amazing. And I'm not even that big of a Thor fan. I've tried reading Walt Simonson's Thor. I enjoyed it somewhat. I never finished it. Like, it wasn't something that really grasped me and had me like on the edge of my seat. Whereas Jason Aaron's run on Thor, all 3 titles, had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. So I really dug what he did there. Next up, Jason Aaron, yet again. The man's awesome. What can I say? But that is none other than his Star Wars run. Now, yes, there's an omnibus of that, but this Star Wars run doesn't just like that one. Only the omnibus is just the Jason Aaron run, whereas the Marvel Unlimited app actually runs. So Jason Aaron's run ends with issue 37, and the Marvel Unlimited app actually goes all the way up to, I think it's like issue 70. So it takes off with Kieran Gillen's run, who took over Star Wars. And so, yeah, you have Jason Aaron's run for like the first 37 issues, and then the next 40 issues is all Kieran Gillen's run. And it's truly amazing throughout the entire thing. I've said this before, you don't even have to be that large of a Star Wars fan to really get into it. You don't have to know a lot of the mythology and all the, you don't have to be an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to Star Wars to enjoy these books. And the art, LaRocca's art, oh my God, it's so incredible and so beautiful throughout. And it reads so well digitally as too, if you don't, have a physical thing. So strongly recommend that one. And then last but not least is going to be Gillen's run on Darth Vader. So there obviously is an omnibus out of that, but it is out of print, and so is volume 1 at least of the oversized hardcovers. So needless to say, it's pretty damn expensive. So if you missed out on it and you don't want to shell out big bucks, Darth Vader Omnibus. It's issues 1 through 25. There is a little bit of a crossover between Star Wars, I think it's 13-14, and Darth Vader 14-15, something like that. It's called the Vader Down. There is a little bit of an arc where you kind of bounce back and forth between the two, but other than that, it's pretty much self-contained. It's really solid stuff. Kieran Gillen's Darth Vader is just insane. Once again, the art is phenomenal, and it's a super fun ride that dives into like one of the most diabolical movie villains of all time, and it's just so much fun. And now Greg Pak is doing Darth Vader, and I've read the first issue of that, and it's really solid. And and the cliffhanger at the end of issue 1 on Greg Pak, oh my Lanta, I can't can't wait to read more. It's really solid stuff, you know, and I love the way that they write it, and I love the way that you don't have to be a diehard fan in order to understand what the heck is going on. It's really, really cool. So there you have it, folks. If you were stuck at home, you can't go out, you're not sure what to read, those are my recommendations. Check them out. Let us know in the comments what you think of the recommendations, and or have you read them? Do you agree? Are you going to read them? Once you do read them, come back and comment. Let us know. We want to have a conversation. And so stay tuned for more stuff coming up from us, as well as more live shows. We're working on some big things right now. Hopefully we can have some interviews, more interviews in the works. We just had one last week with Mr. Thomas Judge, and we want to keep going. So thank you, everyone, for helping to support the channel, helping us grow, being a part of it. And until next time, the power is yours.